Hi guys, today I'm just going to show you a quick look at the SLR Magic anamorphic adapter here. Now this is it. This is the whole adapter. It does come with some step-up rings to make it fit on different lenses. And the whole thing about anamorphic is that you're able to get kind of a wider field of view, and it's like panoramic, super stretched out, but as you scale it in post, it becomes letterboxed, which has a certain aesthetic to it. The anamorphic style lenses have a different, different bokeh. It has a different lens flare. So there's some aesthetic reasons why people like shooting with anamorphic. This is not like a 2x. This is only a 1.3, but it still does pretty good at getting that anamorphic look. And it's an easy, simple way. If you get the other lenses out there, some of them are pretty long, heavy. Then you have to get certain adapters, certain diopters. It works with certain lenses. It gets a little crazy, so I never really got into it. But this is probably a good segue if you want to try it. This I got for about $500 something on sale, so it was worth the buy. Now they're probably floating around $800. Typical price is somewhere around $1,000 or more. But anyways, a quick look at it is it has a 77 millimeter filter on the end here, so you could still add variable ND filters on the top if you want. The backside here is 62 millimeters, so it will attach to lenses that have 62 millimeters. And if you don't have a lens that has that, you can add step up or step down rings in between so you can make it fit. Now, for instance here, I have a Nikon 50mm Pancake lens on this GH4, and then I have just a basic dumb adapter, no optics, just 50mm. So here you could see I'm just kind of focusing on this beer bottle and this Red Bull. Now I positioned this very specifically so you see the edges of the beer and the Red Bull right at the edges of those two bottles there. When we add the anamorphic, we're actually going to get a wider field of view, but it's actually going to be skewed. It's going to have this very tall perspective, which is very weird looking until you bring it in post. So this kit comes with 3 different filters. One of them is a 52 to 62, which is the lens I have here. So I need to add this step ring here first to my lens, and then I can add the anamorphic adapter. So let me add that. So now that I have my step ring there, I can add this anamorphic adapter to the front. Just screw it on. Now you will get a different look depending what lens you use, and some lenses may require some diopters if you want to do close focusing with these anamorphics. So that's kind of the trick with these anamorphics is how close you can focus and how far away you could focus. That all varies greatly depending on the lens that you use, some of the diopters that you choose. There is some adjustment on the anamorphic lens, so you can kind of almost focus with the lens, whether it's near or far, so you don't always need a diopter. So there are some focusing there, and then you also have to focus on your lens as well. So there's 2 focuses that you have to do. You have to try to focus on the lens, and then you have to try to focus on this diopter to see where your sharpest image looks, and then also your aperture is going to help too. So it's kind of tricky, a lot of trial and error till you find the right combination, and then you go out and shoot. Now, as you can see, I mounted this lens. Now this lens, once you put it onto once you put the anamorphic on your lens, you have to rotate a certain way. Now you'll notice that I've loosened up the clamps here, so I can actually rotate this lens. And when I do, you'll see what happens to the image on this screen up here. See how weird that looks? So what you want to do is you want to get it as straight as possible. There is a marking indicator on this lens here. I may not be perfect, but I'm just going to leave it at that right now. So you'll already notice that we are getting a wider field of view here on the side of this Red Bull here, and also on the side of this beer bottle compared to before where we only saw the edges. So we are truly getting a wider field of view. Now again, your aperture is going to affect how sharp the image is going to be. You have to focus on your lens, and you also have to play with focus on the adapter to see what is the sharpest. Now again, some lenses will be sharper than other lenses. I just happened to throw this one on, which I've never tried before, but it's probably not perfect, but you could see it works with almost any lens. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is show you that if it looks a little weird shooting like this, so maybe hard for you to compose and frame, monitors like the Must HD, both the 7-inch and the 5-inch, can actually compensate for that aspect ratio for anamorphic. So this is a 235, so what we'll do is we'll go into the menu here. Let me see if I could find this menu. Aspect. So we'll hit the aspect, and what this monitor can do is, there you go, this is actually the scale mode 235. So you notice that it looks a little bit more normal than it did at the 16:9. So let me move this whiteboard a little bit. All right, there you go. So now you can clearly see the edges of the Red Bull and the beer bottle, and we're using a 235 where it automatically de-squeezes here. On the back of the GH4, it's still going to look really skewed, but monitors like this is going to help you shoot anamorphic, help you frame, and you kind of know what to expect when you go into post. So that's just a quick look. It's a really fun adapter if you want to try to kind of get into anamorphic shooting. Doesn't have all the complications of the real old vintage lenses. Obviously, those are going to, give you the better look. But again, a good segue. Works on pretty much any lens you can adapt it onto with step filters or filter rings, and works on a number of different lenses. The adapter here is not very heavy, so you could throw it on most lenses without having to worry about the weight. But really fun, lots of fun. So anyways, that's just a quick look. I can't really go out and shoot. We have a storm in California right now for the next couple of weeks, I guess. But I just wanted to show you that right now. And if you have any questions about this stuff, check it out on the blog, cheesycam.com.